Hi, my name is Micheal. I'm a marketing person in the IT field. I am an entrepreneur, an investor, a musician, and also a sportsman. And I am featured on today's episode of Ask Me on Hi TV. So the first segment is called Actually Me, where you actually get to see the deepest, darkest secrets of Micheal. So bring it on. Ask me.
Hi, Michael.
Hello there.
What time do you get up in the morning and how do you start your day?
This is tough. I wake up very late, so it's always past 8:30 in the morning. And I start my day with my usual cup of coffee and Facebook, which is not very good, I should say.
What are your top 3 travel destinations?
They would have to be London in England, it would have to be Malta, and I would like to say Cambodia, but I haven't been there yet. So that's on my bucket list.
What did you want to be when you grew up?
Strange, I wanted to be a musician. I wanted to be able to play the bass guitar, which I strangely haven't been able to do yet.
What's your secret vice?
My secret vice is not so secret. It's actually a lot of sweets and chocolate.
What is one attribute that every good businessman or businesswoman should have?
I think in this country, every businessman or businesswoman should have patience and the ability to educate their staff, which is what I think is missing in a lot of corporate entities.
What is your favorite non-sports related activity?
Music, DJing. I actually do a lot of DJing of vinyl, of turntables, so that has to be it.
What is the biggest disruption in your workday?
The biggest disruption is actually switching to social media now and then, especially at this time.
Aside from necessities, what one thing could you not go a day without?
I couldn't go, this may sound very cliched, but I couldn't go a day without a little bit of a hug from my youngest boy, Jaden. He's 4 years old, and I need that actually to give me that little bit of impetus to my start every day.
Who has been the greatest influence on you and why?
I would like to say the greatest influence on me has been my mum. Her name's Regina. She has been very persevering. She sacrificed a whole lot of her life just to make things rosy for us. So I would like to say, to keep a long story short, my mum, for everything she's done for us for the past 75.
What's the one thing you've learned never to do as of now?
I think one of the biggest things I've learned and implemented over the past couple of years has been to never voice my opinions on social media.
What makes you feel accomplished?
Well, my measure of success is strangely how much time I get to spend at home.
What song would you say best sums you up?
I strangely don't have a favorite song, but if I were to pick one, it would be R.E.M's Ordinary World.
Can you sing a little bit of that?
That's gonna be tough. And I won't cry for yesterday. There's an ordinary world. I will learn to survive.
What's one decision everyone in any kind of business should take?
It's the decision to invest and experiment in something out of the ordinary for that company.
What is the best way to run a meeting?
At a bar.
Would you rather trade intelligence for looks or looks for intelligence?
Looks for intelligence, definitely.
Would you rather play golf with Tiger Woods or go to the Grammys with Casey Musgrave?
I would rather go to the Grammys with whoever is going to take me to the Grammys. Grammys any day.
Coffee person or tea?
Absolutely coffee person.
What is the hardest thing about being an entrepreneur?
It's the fact that no one is willing to invest in something out of their comfort zone, like I said previously, and that's the tough part.
What is your retirement plan?
I have a vision to retire by 50. And when I do retire, well, the cliched old hideaway on the beach.
What's your most prized personal possession?
My collection of watches, I would say. Right up there with my collection of vinyl, which I absolutely treasure. So I would say vinyl first, because you can't get the vinyl. The watches you can always get. Yeah, vinyl.
What is your favorite country to visit?
Like I said, my favorite country to visit has to be London, England.
Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Definitely not a morning person. I'm a night owl. Completely out and out night owl.
You're stuck on an island. You can pick one food to eat forever without getting tired of it. What would you eat?
Strange. Have you had this pancake stuffed with penny in it? the pole penny pancakes. That, you can't go wrong with that.
As a Sri Lankan, what's your favorite Sri Lankan dish?
I've never been a vegetable person, but I went into this restaurant once recently, and there was this thing called Tumba Karavila, which I used to hate initially. But then this restaurant came up with this really nice curry, and for some strange reason, it's a staple in my lunch every day now. So, Tumba Karavila.
What would be one word to describe you?
Persevering.
What are some problems you think the next generation will face?
I think the next generation is really going to face a problem of not being able to play.
How many languages do you speak?
I speak all three languages. I speak English, Sinhala, and Tamil.
What's your best advice for people starting out in their business?
I would say pick the right team to actually back you up on whatever you try to do.
What is the first car you ever owned?
An old Toyota Supra, which was in a garage, in somebody's garage. I paid 50,000 rupees for it, believe you me. It didn't work, but I had to tow it home, take it home and work on it till it actually could run. I drove it for 3 weeks before I kind of moved on to the next big car.
What was your upbringing like?
My upbringing was kind of mixed. It had a lot of mixed emotions and feelings to it. We went through the whole craziness, which was 1983. We had to migrate. We went back to India. So that part was not very fun. But I would say coming back again to Sri Lanka and integrating into society and trying to live with everything I'd seen and heard before as a child in '83 was tough. I still sometimes have the old memories come flooding back, but I think that's what's actually made me what I am right now. So those experiences are very important, I would say.
What could you spend all day talking about?
I could spend all day talking about politics, but I really don't want to do that.
What was the proudest moment in your career?
It would be actually setting up and launching the last telco operator to launch in this country. So we set up Airtel out of scratch. We worked on it for like 2 years before we set it up. And on that first day, when the first ad rolled and the first call was made, that was the proudest moment for me because it was from scratch.
If you put a bumper sticker on your car, what would it say?
Crazy, sexy, cool.
How would your family describe you?
My family, hopefully they'll have nice things to say about me, but my family would describe me as overweight, number one, but successful, number two. Yeah.
If you had a chance to be someone else, who would you be?
I've always wanted to be the best bass guitarist in the world for some strange reason, but I can't put a name to a bass guitarist I want to be.
What's your favorite workday time waster?
I think I answered this the previous time, but my favorite workday time waster would be social media.
What is one word you say the most?
Can't say that on TV, but you know what it is. You know what it is.
What is the best professional advice you've ever been given?
Oh, the best advice actually said, listen, if you're man enough to drink till 4 a.m. in the morning, well, you better be man enough to wake up and show up for important stuff at 8 a.m. in the morning. So that's, I got to say, the best advice. I've given it away to a lot of my subordinates as well. So that has to be the best.
What are the top 3 apps on your smartphone?
WhatsApp, definitely number 1, right up there. Can't live without it. Number 2 has got to be my mobile banking app. I know this sounds weird, but my mobile banking app, I cannot live without. It's made life so much so easy for me. Wait, I can't think of a third app. Actually, it's got to do something with something my son has installed on my phone. So that's the most used third app, I would say.
What motivates you?
Money motivates me.
What is a change you'd like to bring about in Sri Lanka?
Ability for people to stop poking their fingers and their noses in other people's business.
What is your passion?
Music, wealth, and the ability to enjoy good food. I actually felt that was a very intense first segment. Got me thinking about a lot of things I normally wouldn't have been thinking about today. But yeah, that was very interesting, and I hope I gave the right answers to them. Let's see what's in store in segment number 2. So the second segment is called Who Am I? This is going to be very interesting. I see a whole lot of boards being thrown at me, etc. Let's see what this holds. Why did Micheal come up with the band voice print? A voice print technically is a graphical interpretation of a person's voice or a sound on paper or on print, and hence voice print. Why did Micheal initiate Symbiosis? Oh, so interesting one. I was in Malta on work. There was this complete marina with the latest boats and yachts and stuff, and I thought to myself, why not set up something in our island country? And I came up with Symbiosis. Symbiosis is actually the scientific reason for a symbiotic relationship between people. I felt that I could offer something, and that's why Symbiosis. What does Micheal enjoy the most about being a musician? The fact that you get to play to so many different types of people and audiences throughout a period of a month or a year, from corporates to all kinds of gigs. So the kind of people you meet, the kind of musicians you encounter, and the kind of music you play is always different. How would Micheal define the music industry in Sri Lanka? I'm going to say it as it is. The music industry in this country is not united and is as disparate as ever. I think they all need to unite, put together their differences, come together and create original music. The people who do create the original music are not being given the limelight or the exposure they need. And the people who have been there, done that, just want to sit on their own laurels and enjoy it. That's the problem. What would Micheal do if he was the president of Sri Lanka? I would ban social media. What was Micheal's dream job growing up? A marketing kind of CEO, sales kind of role, which I did. Don't find it interesting enough now. What is Micheal's dream car? It's not actually mine anymore. My son this morning woke up and said, "Dad, can we have the Lamborghini Urus, please, for my birthday?" So yeah, I guess I'll have to give him an answer for that one. How would Micheal's best friends describe him? Well, they would have some choice singular language to describe me, but they would describe me as that I was there for them when it mattered the most. Next, how would Micheal spend his leisure time? So on the golf course with my eldest son, followed by copious amounts of If Micheal could be anyone in the world, who would he be? I don't know, just for kick's sake, Donald Trump, just to see how intense it is for people to hate you. Who is Micheal's biggest inspiration? I think it would have to be my dad. What is Micheal's favorite 3-word sentence? Let's do it. What is the most impressive skill Micheal had? Put me in a room full of people and I could sell anything to you. If Micheal could live forever, how would he spend eternity? That's a tough one. I really don't think I'd be well suited to living for eternity. What is Micheal's favorite novel? I really need to read this book called The Secret. What are Micheal's other passion? Vinyl would be my biggest obsession apart from watches and perfumes. What is the first thing Micheal notices about a person? If it's the female form, it's the hair and the fingernails. If it's the male form, how firm his handshake is and whether he looks you in the eye when he's talking to you. What really makes Micheal angry? I have to say the tuk-tuks and the bus drivers in the country. Abuse comes to mind. Yeah, that. What is Micheal's favorite genre of music? I knew this one was coming. When I'm on the highway with my boys, it's a high-end trance, disco, and high-energy music. How many siblings does Micheal have? I have 2 siblings, a younger sister called Maria, who is a pain, and a younger brother called Naresh, who also sings with me at Voice Print. I love them to bits. What will Micheal do if he wins $1 million? I would say $10 million. $1 million can't get you anything in this day and age. If Micheal could be summed up in a hashtag, what would it be? Hashtag crazy, sexy, cool. What is Micheal's most fondest memory? The birth of my 2 sons. Miracles, both of them were, and Javan and Jaden, that one. What motivates Micheal? The ability to get up and say, I've been there and done that once and done it for Sri Lanka. I think that's what I want to do with my next 5 to 10 years. What was the last gift Micheal gave someone? It was a bondage BDSM tool kit, which I gave one of my best friends. Included a whip, some handcuffs, and some leather stuff, which I can't really explain. So that, yeah, there you go, I said it. Who are Micheal's favorite musicians? Oh, tough one. But if I was to pick a band, I would say Toto. That's my favorite band. If I was to pick an individual artist, Nora Jones. Does Micheal believe in luck? No, I don't believe in luck. Phew, that was a crazy, unexpected segment. I didn't know what hit me there. Good questions, well put together. Some of them I actually had to give out, I had to think out a lot. But I hope you liked what I answered in that segment. Looking forward to the third segment. Let's see what that has in store for us. All right, the final segment of this show is bound to get me in a lot of trouble. It's called Never Have I Ever. Here goes.
Never have I ever Googled my own name.
I have Googled my own name just to check what the World Wide Web has to say about me.
Never have I ever bragged about my achievements.
Hell yes, all the time. I have.
Never have I ever seen a ghost.
We spoke about this, but I haven't, thankfully.
Never have I ever forgotten where I left my car.
I have forgotten where I left my car. It was strange because I couldn't find it for 2 days. Somebody drove away with it, mistaking it for their car. So, not exactly my mistake, but then I have.
Never have I ever purposely given someone the wrong directions.
I have given them wrong directions for various reasons, but I have.
Never have I ever paid late fees on an overdue bill.
All the time, man, all the time.
Never have I ever written a book.
I have never, but I want to do it at some point. I will do it.
Never have I ever told a lie about something I really didn't do. Never have I ever forgotten a loved one's birthday.
I have forgotten a loved one's birthday. Let's leave it at loved one. Yes, got me in a lot of trouble, but yes, I have.
Never have I ever done something on a dare.
All the time. All the time. I have, right? Yeah, I have. All the time. The last dare was over the weekend when somebody challenged me to play this game, which I cannot say on TV after a couple of drinks. We did do it, did we? Yeah, we did. Yeah, so it was a dare and we did. It was fine. All the kids were asleep. Yeah.
Never have I ever catfished someone.
I actually haven't. Good on me.
Never have I ever gone nature camping in a tent.
I have, all the time. One of my favorite things to do with my son. So, nature any day.
Never have I ever jumped into the water from a boat.
All the time. I have, right? Yes, all the time, all the time.
Never have I ever had a crush on a teacher.
Oh, that was this gorgeous teacher in school. We spoke about her this week as well, over a drink. I have had a huge crush on this teacher in school. My wife knows about it too.
Never have I ever taken a trip on a train.
I have, but I haven't in Sri Lanka. Strange.
Never have I ever picked fruits from a neighbor's garden.
I have picked fruits, moved pots and plants into somebody else's garden just for sheer kicks. Done a lot of that.
Never have I ever gone to school without brushing my teeth. Never have I ever tried to run away from home.
Didn't need to. Yeah.
Never have I ever cried to get what I want.
Can't say what.
Never have I ever gotten stitches.
I have quite bad. A beer bottle and my leg. That's all I can say. 20 stitches.
Never have I ever won a game of Scrabble.
All the time, I'm good with words, man.
Never have I ever made a duck face while taking a selfie.
Not. Have you seen my face? No, no duck face for me.
Never have I ever gone surfing.
I have. I suck at it, but I have.
Never have I ever fought in the street.
Oh, grew up fighting. Grew up fighting.
Never have I ever fallen in love at first sight.
Probably every single time.
Never have I ever been awake for 2 days straight.
Have. Big time party.
Never have I ever read a whole novel in one day.
I have. I used to be a huge reader. Strangely, don't do it now, but I have. I used to pride myself on finishing it off in a day.
Never have I ever been screamed at by a customer at my job.
Yes, I have.
Never have I ever worked with someone I hated with the burning fire of 1,000 suns.
On a daily. On a daily.
Never have I ever lied about a family member dying as an excuse to get out of doing something. Never have I ever broken the law.
Many times, many times.
Never have I ever eaten a whole pizza by myself.
Oh man, yeah, come on. Easy.
Never have I ever cried while watching a movie.
Have. It used to be a cartoon. It was this movie about a kid who gets misplaced. It was called Lion, I think. It was called The Lion or Lion. Yeah, I cried like a baby during that. I mean, I'm softy at heart.
Never have I ever dyed my hair and had it turn out terribly.
I have dyed my hair. It used to be at this phase where I saw my first whites come along and I was like, damn, I can't have whites. So I dyed them black. Horrible. It just didn't make sense at all. Look at me now.
Never have I ever tried to make someone jealous.
All the time. All the time. Every little thing I do.
Never have I ever tried losing weight.
Oh, I have tried. The problem is that I know I can lose weight fast. My metabolism is really crazy, so I can lose weight fast. But as a result, I keep postponing it and procrastinating. So I don't know if that makes sense.
Never have I ever admired myself in the mirror. Never have I ever talked to myself when nobody was watching.
Spend 2 days in a hotel room on your overseas trips and you'll end up talking to yourself. Fact.
Never have I ever driven through red lights.
Just yesterday.
Never have I ever watched any Game of Thrones episode.
I started about 2 months ago. Yeah, so I was bored and I started watching Game of Thrones 2 months ago. Yeah, so I have.
Never have I ever imagined myself singing on a large stage.
Look at me now.
Never have I ever bought off-size clothes from the internet.
I have never bought clothes off the internet because I always think that I need to be right there, putting them on, trying them on. So I haven't.
Never have I ever woken up deep at night to eat something.
Yes, I have.
Never have I ever wanted to be as clever as Bill Gates or Elon Musk. Never have I ever lied about my real age.
I have never.
Never have I ever lied during this game.
Absolute 100% honesty. Well, and that was a wrap for Ask Me. I had the greatest fun on the show. It was a unique experience in terms of not having anyone in front of the camera, and those questions were quite hectic at sometimes. Some intense ones as well, some crazy ones as well, a nice mix of everything. I thought I did well. What about you guys? Hope you enjoyed the show.